All right. And we are live. Man, welcome back, you guys. Can y'all hear me? Welcome back to another episode of the Winners Diet Show. I am your host, Mac Solomon, aka Project Mac. Man, what is going on? What is going on this lovely Wednesday evening? What's going on, y'all? We back, man. It's been a very long, hectic week, but man, we made it. We're here. We ain't going nowhere for the next hour or so. But yeah, man, we here. It's we got a lot to talk about today, man. We got a lot going on um within the fitness media, the fitness world, Um but we here, man. We here. We're here to report on news. We're here to report on what the hell is going on, and we're here to give y'all that ism, give y'all that game. Make sure you guys are not becoming fat ass pigs out here. You guys are living the best life you can mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, right? All part of the winner's diet philosophy. So, yeah, man, we here. It's I hope you guys had a great weekend. We're going into the weekend very soon. I can't believe it's already midway through October, man. Time is slowing. It's not slowing down, bro. Time is moving very fast, and the end of the year is approaching, man. It's scary. It's getting kind of scary out here. So I hope you guys are locked in, dialed in on anything you guys got going on. I know for me, man, I got a lot of projects I'm working on. I got a lot of things that's currently I'm trying to have in motion. So, um, it's gonna be a very it's gonna be a very long next 3 months as I put all these together. But nonetheless, man, I can't complain, man. This is what we signed up for. But anyway, we here, man, on this lovely Wednesday afternoon. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today's topic, man, we're talking about the greatest skill a man can have. So we'll be talking about that towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys stay around, or you guys could just watch the playback, right? But before that, before we get into that, we're going to get into our first two segments, the Fit Report, where we are reporting on fitness news, things going on, trending topics in the fitness industry. And then we have the second segment, which is What the Fitness, which is basically reacting to trendy topics or trendy videos online regarding fitness, or we're just winner's diet focused. And then, of course, the main topic of the day, the main events, the greatest skill a man can have. We'll be breaking that down towards the end. So make sure y'all stick around for that. All right. Besides that, man, we got a great show today. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button before we go in. Shout out to Hit Robics. This is Hit Robics sponsored. You know what I mean? If you guys have been around in early 2020, you guys know about this Hit Robics. But anyway, man, let's get into it, man. It's gonna be a great show today. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first article that we have today, Costco to offer deep discounts on Ozempic, Wegovy for members without insurance. Okay, so it looks like Costco is now entering the matrix. All right, let's see what they have to say. Excuse me. It might be time to dust off that Costco card. The wholesale giant has partnered with Danish drug maker Novo Nordisk to offer blockbuster weight loss medications like Ozempic and Wegovy at deep discounts for members without insurance. Everyone deserves care that's simple, reliable, and within reach. And we're proud to lead the way in helping make that a reality. Dave Moore, Executive Vice President of Novo Nordisk U.S. Operations, told Fox Business. Starting Friday, October 3rd, Eligible members can grab a 4-week supply of the injectable GLP-1s for $499 at more than 600 Costco pharmacies nationwide. Costco executive members and Costco Citibank Visa cardholders can snag an extra 2% off their prescriptions, subject to applicable terms, a Novo Nordisk spokesperson told People, subject to terms. That's notable because many health plans don't cover the pricey medications. Without insurance, a month's supply runs about $1,000 for Ozempic and $1,350 for Wegovy, according to Good RX. To get in on the deal, shoppers need a valid prescription and must be enrolled in the Costco member prescription program. For those with insurance, the price depends on their plan. Ozempic and Wegovy both pack the same powerful punch, semaglutide, an active ingredient that mimics a hormone in the body to curb appetite and control blood sugar. Let's read this last one here. Ozempic is FDA approved to treat type 2 diabetes, while Wegovy is specifically approved for weight management in adults and children 12 and older with obesity. Well, man, Costco has entered the matrix. They have entered big pharma territory, right? So, um, hey, man, everybody has a price. I say this all the time. Everybody has a price. There's going to be a price to pay for everybody at some point, right? It just depends on what the offer and who's offering. But everybody has a price. And this is definitely going to change the game up a little bit. Cuz I have a Costco card. And now seeing that there's going to be a lot more people in line for Ozempic is definitely going to change Costco, more so how they do sales, right? Their pharmacy is going to explode. I'm pretty sure. $4.99 a month. Hey man, to lose some weight, there's going to be somebody that's going to take that deal, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that are going to take that deal. So if you thought Costco was, you know, already, I hate shopping at Costco just because people are stupid, man. Like people in Costco have no awareness. So it's very hard to navigate the aisles because people just they kind of move their cart how they drive, right? No awareness, looking like a deer in the headlights. They don't know how to move when other people are around, and it's very frustrating, especially for me because very I'm going from aisle to aisle. I'm very quick. I'm always, in a sense of urgency. I don't like to waste time. And it's very frustrating, man. But I think now you might start to see a lot more people going in there for that. And I'm not surprised if they do, because it's like, why not? Why wouldn't they take that deal? Why wouldn't they go in and pay $4.99 a month to lose some damn weight when they could have took that $4.99 and just got a gym membership, or took some classes with that, and they could have did it the right way. But no, this is the society that we live in. This is the world that we live in. It's a quick fix world. So, quick fix world, well, you're going to have quick fix results. It's just how it is. And it's only going to get worse, by the way. So, I'm not thrilled to see this because I know Costco's is going to get even more crowded, and I don't like that. But hey, man, the money's talking, right? Money talks. Money talks. Like, there's not much you can do about it. There's not much you can do about this. So, I expect to see a lot more people sign up for Costco. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't have health insurance as grown ass adults. But hey, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. All right, let's move on to the next article here that we got. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please, and thank you. All right. So we got this one here. This article says Lil Wayne refuses to eat fast food, has his tour bus pull over so his chef can cook instead. All right, let's take a look. I think there's a video here, if I'm not mistaken.
Eat, I don't eat fast food, so we pulled over to cook. I don't eat fast food. So no. I don't eat fast food, so we pulled over to cook and shit. So we got to watch the car and shit. We got stuck under the car. So we cook. We cook. See? We pulled over and we cook. So eat healthy, young men, young women. We had pulled over to eat.
Hey man, I respect it. I respect it, and it's good that you see rappers taking their health serious. However, Lil Wayne is in a conundrum here. Mainly because Lil Wayne does drugs, and I don't know what type of drugs he does, but we know he does drugs. We know he's always drank lean because they said he doesn't eat fast food for 20 years. But he's clearly in the last 20 years drank a lot of lean and he's been open about that. So it's like, okay, you drink lean, but you draw the line with fast food. It kind of doesn't make any sense to me. But some people are just kind of illogical, and I love Lil Wayne. He was one of my favorite rappers growing up, but there's just a lot of things that is just very illogical and ironic in this statement. I remember one time, man, I was at a not a gas station. I was at a car wash in LA in the Valley. So I'm getting my car washed, and I don't know if you guys know this rapper, but Sticky Fingers, the rapper, pulled up on me, right? He pulled up like right behind me. He's getting his car wash or whatever. And I just got done working out at the gym. So, you know, I'm looking kind of swole a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And he noticed that. And he's like, we used to start chopping it up. I was like, I'm a big fan. Um, and we start chopping it up. He's a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? And I think he asked me about, yeah, I see you work out, like what you do. I'm like, yeah, I'm a trainer, man. He's like, oh, okay, like what you eat for breakfast today? I'm like, shit, I ate some eggs, I had some turkey bacon. And he's like, see you eating that meat. So I'm like, oh, you vegan? He's like, yeah, I'm vegan, man. You can't be eating meat out here, man. It got so much shit in there that you don't even know. They got all these diseases that you can have from eating meat. I'm like, all right. 2 seconds later, guess what happens? He pulls out a cigarette. I'm just like, bro. Like people are just insane, bro. People are insane out here. Like they I don't think people are aware that they contradict themselves at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're vegan, you're against meat, you don't consume animal products. All right, perfect. But then here you go, proceed to pull out a cigarette. Okay. Like I don't know, man. Like people have their way of doing things. I I've just learned to not question it. It is what it is. Like you can feel how you feel about vegans, you can feel how you feel about fast food, but you can't criticize something and then, you know, do the opposite. Like, okay, you don't like fast food, but you drink lean, you do drugs, you smoke weed, you drink alcohol. Like, okay, you're a vegan, but nigga, you still drink alcohol, you smoke cigarettes. I'm pretty sure you probably smoke weed still. Like, I don't know, man. I've learned not to argue with people, man. It's sometimes it's just pointless at this point. You know, they come from a good place. I'm not knocking that, right? They're coming from a good place. It's good to be health conscious, but if you're going to be health conscious, you need to be all the way in with your health consciousness. It can't just be 50-50. Okay, I believe this, but I don't believe in that. I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do that. Like, you got to pick something, bro. You got to stand for something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to stand for something. You can't just be half and half, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, you just make yourself look silly at that point. But it is what it is. Shout out to Sticky Fingers, man. Shout out to Lil Wayne. We got a lot of love for him, but they gotta get it together, man. This shit's crazy out here. All right, man. Let's move on to the next article here. What do we have? Make sure y'all hit that like button, please, and thank you. All right, we got this one here. This article says people who set dates to start working out are less likely to stick with their fitness goals. We've all heard it before. I'll start Monday, or I'll get serious after New Year's. But research shows that people who set arbitrary start dates for fitness are less likely to stick with their fitness goals long term. A 2020 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that relying on fresh start dates like Mondays, birthdays, or January 1st often creates a cycle of procrastination. People get a short boost of motivation when choosing the date, but that momentum fades quickly once reality sets in. Instead of building consistency, they reset again and again, leading to higher dropout rates. Psychologists call this the planning fallacy and temporal discounting. We overestimate how motivated our future self will be and undervalue the small actions we could take today. That's why most New Year's fitness resolutions fizzle out by February. Estimates say 80% fail within the first 6 weeks. The takeaway: stop waiting for Monday, next week, or January 1st. Starting small today, even a 20-minute workout builds the momentum your brain actually remembers. Consistency beats the calendar every single time. Yeah, man. Y'all know I'm a fitness coach, man. I've been a fitness coach the last 10 years, and I see this time and time again, right? Um, right now we're approaching the holiday season. So once October wraps up, this is going to be like the last month before things officially start to slow down. And it's going to start to slow down for everywhere else too, right? Um, People are going to be cutting back on spending money unless it's for like gifts. Um, Travel is going to go up. So this is like the last few weeks before once November hits, this is when you're gonna start to see a major shift in the fitness industry. People are gonna start getting lazier, you know. So the most common thing that you see with people who say things like I'll start Monday, I'll start January 1st, I'll start whatever, right? Whatever day. They only say that mainly because they're trying to convince themselves that they're not full of shit. That's the only reason why they say this stuff. I'll start Monday. I'll start Friday. I'll start next week. I'll start on my birthday. I'll start after my birthday. I'll start after vacation. They're only saying this shit to convince themselves that they're not full of shit because they're full of shit. And you'll see that they're full of shit based off of their actions, right? Based off their actions. See, sometimes you have to lie to yourself to make it seem like you're not crazy. And this is what a lot of people do. And this is not just for fitness. This is for just life, period. Like people have to lie to themselves sometimes just so they can validate their bullshit. But we know damn well this is not going to last long term. Remember when I said this, your fitness goals has to come from a place of pain. Their place 9 times out of 10 is because, oh yeah, I need to lose some weight. Oh, I need to go on. I need to get ready for a vacation. I need to get ready for a wedding. I need to get ready for a birthday party, whatever, a photo shoot, whatever the case is. There is no pain there. And unless someone breaks it down that is a pro at it, right, it's going to be very hard for them to last at anything because there's not going to be anything that's going to keep you there. Because it's like, okay, you want to lose weight. You want to drop 10 pounds. It's not that important if you don't get there because you haven't really broke down as to why you need to drop that 10 pounds. You just said, I need to drop 10 pounds. So, but there's no pain there. There's no reason as to why the 10 pounds needs to be dropped. You're only going to get motivated when there's pain behind your actions, right? When you have a goal, the only 9 times out of 10, you're only going to reach those goals if there is pain behind those goals. There has to be a motive driving you to reach those goals. Otherwise, when things get hard, which it will, when you hit a plateau or you hit a rough patch, well, you need to rely on that pain to keep going. But the reason why so many gym members fall off, the reason why so many people get gym memberships January 1st, new year, new me, as people, right? The reason why they fall off so quickly is because there's no pain behind their motivation to go work out again. It's usually a vanity reason. A it's usually a guilt trip, right? Damn, I haven't worked out in 2, 3 weeks. You know what? January 1st is coming up. Let me go ahead and get the membership. That's kind of the reason why most people get memberships. It's a guilt trip. You know, they guilt themselves in getting memberships. They really don't want to go. They really could care less about getting in shape, but they've convinced themselves that, you know, I've pretty much been a fat slob the last few months. Let me go ahead and just get back in there again. You know, they'll be in there 2, 3 days in a row. Next week, you won't see them again. So, it's very common. And the funny part is they never cancel their membership because in the back of their mind they think they've convinced themselves I'm gonna go at some point again. So there's no point of canceling. Let me just keep it there. But every month that shit getting billed right to their card. Run it up, swipe, swipe. That shit just hitting they card like a ping pong, you know. But the only reason why they don't cancel is because they've convinced themselves, hey man, I'm gonna go at some point. I'm gonna go at some point. All right, I'm gonna go in a month or two. I'm gonna go next week. I'm gonna go this day. That day comes, they ain't there. But this is what they have. This is the games. This is the mind games they got to play with themselves to make it seem like they're gonna take action, but really they're just full of shit. So this is the life of the average gym goer. It's nothing new under the sun. I've seen this time and time again. I've seen this the last 10 years. Everyone's motivated because everyone around them is motivated. They see that, hey guys, let's get in shape January 1st. Let's start. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Great. Yeah. They all go. Whole gym is packed. Everybody's on the machines, on their phone, not doing shit, doing bullshit ass workouts still, walking on the treadmill, not getting anything done, just in the way. And they'll do that for a few days and then boom, they start to fall off one by one. One by one, they start dropping off like ants. It's very predictable. It's a very easy thing to look at, but this is what it is, man. And if your goals don't have any pain behind it, if there's no, pain in the motive, in the motivation, yeah, you're not gonna last in this. I'm letting you know right now, you're not gonna last. All my goals come from a place of pain. All my goals, I can pinpoint every moment why I need to reach the goals I have set. There's a lot of pain behind there. And the reason why I don't quit is because of I go back to my why. I go back to the reason why I even started in the first place. I started because I want X. I started because this happened to me and I want to prove myself right. I want to prove, this person wrong, whatever the case is. But there's still pain. There is still pain behind that reason. And that keeps me going. That keeps me going long term. It gives me a reason to stay, right? It gives me a reason not to go against my word, because my word is everything. Your word is everything. The promises you make to yourself, you can't break that. Because if you don't trust yourself, who the fuck else are you gonna trust? You can't trust yourself. Like, damn, we got a problem, man. You can't trust yourself. There's some internal work that you gotta fix, man. There's some real internal work that you gotta fix. If you can't even trust yourself, then I don't know what to tell you, man. So it is what it is. All right. I think that should be it for the fit report, man. Let's move on to the next segment here. What the fitness. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Any former athletes in here today? All my former athletes. I know you guys can feel this next video. This dude talks about post athlete life. I think a lot of us can relate to this. So let's check out what he has to say. Let me refresh the video. All right, here we go.
Life after school or life after being an athlete, bro, should really be studied, bro. I think that's one of the hardest things in the world to do. Like, that's the hardest transition to make, bro. Say you play football, you get an NIL deal. For y'all that don't know, that's you basically getting paid to play. Say you're getting $200,000 or whatever, something like that, bro. You about 19, you feel like you about 19, 20 years old or whatever the case is, bro. And after that, all you know is football your whole life. After that, you don't go to the league. Now, guess what? You got to work. But that you so used to just going out there playing football, having fun, doing this and doing that. Now you're in a real world. Like, real deal, go from having all that, doing all that, bro, to you possibly at Amazon packaging orders 24/7 nonstop. And that's a big transition, bro. From you pretty much being free to have your own schedule to getting paid to doing something you love to do. Now you have to go do this. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, bro. Any job you get is a flex. I don't care if you sweeping here at a barbershop, it's a flex. Everybody don't get money. It's money out here to be made, though, but everybody can't get it. I don't know why or how. It got to be something we can do, bro, to prepare them for that, bro, because I was lost, too. I'm not gonna lie. I played college football, bro. When I came home, it was like 11 of us in a 2-bedroom, bro. And I did not know what I was going to do with my life. I did not know what I was going to do. I didn't know what was next, bro. It's like I didn't see no future. I had all this stuff planned, and when it didn't go as planned, it's like it kind of shut me down, bro. And it's like, well, what do I do next, bro? I ended up getting a job at Burlington and shit. Then people still see me. It's like, oh, you're not playing sports no more. You're not doing this. And it's like, nah, bro. I got so tired of answering that question. Everybody had so much hopes. Oh, you going to leave? You doing this? You doing that? And it kind of made me believe it. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't taking it as serious as I should have. Adulting, bro, the bills, the credit, just everything, bro. Matter of fact, listen, I got a best friend, bro. Well, he was my best friend. I ain't talked to bro in 5 years. Seen him the other day, which is crazy. He felt like people didn't support him when he was in school. But it's like, bro, me and you talked every day. He felt like the people back home didn't support him, bro. So he basically said, fuck everybody. He don't talk to nobody. Nigga don't even talk to me. I seen him, bro. He didn't say nothing to me. That was my best friend, bro. Came to my son's baby shower and everything, all that. Like, you feel like, bro, after that man didn't make it, it changed his life forever, bro. Like, it was fuck everybody, it was fuck everything. It was like, it was either the league or nothing. And he ain't make it, so now he like, fuck it. He feel like the world owes him something, bro. But in reality, bro, nobody to blame but you. You didn't make it. You didn't make it, okay? Now put on your motherfucking big boy drawers and let's get this money. The fuck? Listen.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my homie Dev De Niro. He talking about NIL. What about the elite athletes that didn't even get that? Yeah, that's true. He's talking about the NIL era. Like, man. So I played college football for a short period of time, bro. There was no such thing as NIL, at least in my era, right? This was about what, 13 years ago. There was no NIL, bro. You had guys getting paid, under the table, whatever. And I was playing at a D2 school. I wasn't even playing at no big D1 school, but even those guys, they get paid under the table. But for the rest of everybody else, they wasn't getting nothing, bro. And so I can't imagine what it's like playing ball now and the clout that comes with that, right? You getting paid $200K, $10K a month, whatever. You at these big universities, they're paying some of these kids $10K a month, man. In the collective, $10K a month per player, $20K a month per player. So I can't imagine getting that money at 18, 19, and then by the time you done, you ain't got nothing to show for it. That money's gone, by the way. Yeah, most of y'all ain't saving that money. So unless you go into the league, and unless that's gonna be a guarantee, most of y'all ain't gonna save that money. Y'all gonna blow that money, man. If you smart, you're gonna save it and invest it. But let's be honest. At 18, 19, who the fuck is thinking about investing money? No, we going to the club, we traveling, we going this, we spending on girls, we doing this, bro. We ain't. Investing, you couldn't tell me about investing at 18, bro. I wasn't investing shit in eight because I ain't got no money to invest. But that's besides the point. The problem is this, man. When you're playing collegiate sports, whether that be on a low level or a high level, it doesn't matter. You're still playing collegiate sports. You have to prepare yourself for afterwards. Me, I was not prepared for what the fuck was going to happen to me after I was done playing. You know, I thought I was going to transition and, do something different. Or I just thought I could play for as long as I could. Right. And it didn't work that way. I had a very short career. I had a very short stint, and I had to face real life, and life whooped my ass. Real talk. But at least for me, I figured out what I wanted to do very quickly. I figured out that I wanted to go into the fitness space and start training and become a trainer. I was always in shape, even after playing, I still kept myself in great shape. And then, you start learning about the body. You start learning about, working out and just training, and you just get good at it over time. And over time, I become a trainer, and then I just transitioned. you know there's a whole story, and here we are today. But you have to prepare yourself for after, because you can't play forever. A lot of guys think, it's never gonna end. They're gonna play until they in their 30s, bro. That shit gonna go by so quick. And when it does, if you're not prepared, man, you're gonna have a whole identity crisis. You ain't gonna know who the fuck you are, you know. And what's worse is this, just like he said, what's worse is you're gonna have people ask you, man, you still playing? You still playing? Hey, man, what you gonna do now? That is the worst shit ever, bro. As a former athlete, that has to be the worst question to ask a former athlete. You know, it's the worst question because they're already going through an identity. They're already going through an identity crisis, right? They already don't know who the fuck they are. So here your goofy ass coming through. Hey man, you still playing ball? You still doing this? You going to the league? Like, bro, not right now. Now's not a good time. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard, man. It's a very hard transition. Some guys know what they want to do beforehand. Other guys, it takes them a while to figure it out. Um, but I'm gonna say this, man. Whether you figure it out or not, whether you know what you want to do or not, you're gonna hit that depression. I'll let you know right now. You're gonna experience that depression, whether you like it or not. It may be it might be short term, right? It might just last a little bit, but you're gonna you're gonna face that depression at some point. It's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. And the longer you don't know what you're gonna do, the longer you have no clue as to how you're gonna navigate throughout the world, the longer that depression is gonna be there. The longer that imposter syndrome is gonna be there. So you better figure it out ASAP. For me, it hit me, but I snapped out of it very quickly because I ended up figuring out what I wanted to do. But I still felt it, right? I still had to go through my moments of depression and figuring out myself and my self-worth, and just trying to find myself and find my identity. It was a very hard transition, but you're going to figure it out if you dedicate yourself to try new things. So that's my advice, man, is to try new things, do things that you might not think you might not like, right? Because sometimes you might figure it out, you do like it. But if you're an athlete out here, man, you got to try stuff. You got to be out here experimenting with different types of careers or just different hobbies. Get into music, get into the arts, get into, I don't know, craftsmanship, get into a different trade. So your transition is easier. But what happens is guys don't know what the hell they want to do, and they end up becoming security guards. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with security guards. Just because you big as hell, like, all right, let me just go be security. Let me just go, you know, whatever. Me, I was a personal trainer, and that's kind of common for most athletes. They're gonna transition to personal training. But the route I took was different. I took it to a different level with my personal training, right? Most guys just go 24-hour fitness, LA fitness, and just that's kind of what it is. I went to LA and tested out the biggest market in the world, right? The biggest fitness market in the world. I went out there and I fucking challenged myself. And I think I did a pretty damn good job, So I took it to a whole different level. But everyone's not going to be there, right? Everyone's going to have different lanes. Everyone's going to have different routes. You just got to figure out which one works for you. You know what I mean? So it's a very hard transition, man, going from athlete to not being an athlete no more. It's a lot of mental games that's going to fuck with you. There's a lot of there's a lot of identity crisis that you're gonna have. So you got to be prepared for it. But I think that if you continue to just have different hobbies even while you're playing and just be open to trying new things, I think you'll be fine. All right, man. Let's move on to the next video here. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. All right, this woman here, she talks about how give that BBW a chance. Okay, let's see what she says here.
The women with the personalities that you like are all fat. So just get one and take her to the gym. Fellas, the women with the personalities that you like are all fat. So just get one and take her to the gym.
Okay, so Keisha says that the BBWs that y'all like all got great personalities, and she ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie to you. Um, yeah, all the BBWs. There's a lot of BBWs I know. They got great personalities, man. They're actually great people to be around. They just big. They got a little weight on them, and that's okay, but not my type, right? But if they didn't have, but here's the thing though. When you're when you look a certain way, right? You have to overcompensate with something else. So you have to have other attributes that make up for it. And it might not always make up for it. So if you're a guy that's short, you damn sure better have some charisma. You better be funny out here. You better be the funniest motherfucker in the room. If you're a woman that's heavier set, if you're a BBW, you better be funny too, right? You better have a great personality. You better know how to cook. Um, yeah, man. It's if you look a certain way, man, you gotta make up for it with different attributes. So yeah, she's saying that all the BBWs, hey, they all got great personalities. So you might as well wife them up, right? You might as well wife them up and get them in the gym, and then boom, they lose the weight, and then guess what? You're gonna have both a fit girl and a great personality, and that's wrong. That's wrong, and let me tell you why that's wrong. Because guess what? As soon as she loses weight, as soon as she loses the weight, guess what's gonna happen to that personality? It's gone. And you know why it's gonna be gone? Because now she's gonna be getting attention that she's never got before. So she's gonna turn into the girl that she's competing with, right? So all the baddies that she's seen online and in person that don't have personalities, but they're baddies, she had to compete by having a great personality. But now that she's become the baddie, guess what? She said, fuck that personality. I don't need it no more. I got everybody on my line. I got all the guys in my DMs. I'm getting approached now. I'm getting offers. Man, fuck that personality. What am I going to do with that? I don't need it no more. And that's what's going to happen. And that's why, you know, uh, hey, that's why it's going to be hard for her to be in the gym, lose the weight, and still maintain that personality. It usually doesn't happen that way. You know, her head's gonna get filled up, her ego's gonna go up. She gonna get arrogant. It's kind of like when guys get money, man. Right? He used to be a good guy. He used to be a cool guy. Give him some money. Give him some clout. Right? Give him some clout. Give him some money, some paper. He ain't gonna be a good guy no more. He's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the asshole. He's gonna be the fuck boy. You know, money only changes who you are, man. I mean, money only enhances who you are. So, and I do believe that's the same thing for beauty. Beauty is only gonna enhance who you really are. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Shout out to all the BBWs out there though, but I won't be partaking anytime soon. But shout out to y'all though. I got love for y'all, right? Shout out to all the sexy BBWs out there. Y'all go holler at the Mac, man. Y'all go hit Mac DM. I might not answer, but just show me some love. I appreciate it either way. All right. Let's move on to the next and final video here. All right, this is some motivation right here, man. This is some motivation by Jerry Seinfeld, right? Shout out to Jerry Seinfeld. He talks about focus, how you need to focus, how you need to lock in on your goals. Very winner's diet oriented. So let's go ahead and play the video. Let me go ahead and refresh it real quick. All right.
Your only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time. Your only focus should be on.
Yeah. Shout out to Jerry Seinfeld. He is part of the Winners Diet Club, man. I've been preaching this, man, for a long time. You should only be focusing on what you have set out for yourself. Like you gotta fall in love with getting better. I love getting better at what I'm doing. Even though I've been doing this live stream stuff for the past 4.5 months. I wouldn't say I'm good at it yet. I'm not good at it by any means. I still fuck up, I still stutter, I still fumble my words, whatever. But I can't say I have improved from when I first started 4.5 months ago to where I am now. And I couldn't have gotten there if I didn't focus, right? I had to focus. I had to get this thing right. I had to pretend like there's 1,000 people in here watching me, right? I'm speaking to people like it's 1,000 folks in here. It's just one, me. But that's okay. I'm still going to act like there's a million people watching. The chat is bumping, and it is what it is, man. Like you have to focus on the end result, right? Focus on getting there, but fall in love with the process. And it's going to be frustrating at times, because there'll be times where you don't feel like you're getting better. There's times where you don't feel like things are progressing, but that should be a sign, that you go even harder, right? That should be a sign that you still maintain your same routine. That should be a sign that you still, continue the same journey that you've been on, because guess what? If I stop doing this, I'm not going to improve no more. That's it. This has definitely helped my communication skills. It's definitely helped my ability to, just get to my points faster, and I'm still learning. So I'm still a work in progress. I'm not at my final form yet. I'm not at my peak form, I'm pretty sure I got to put years into this. But we'll see if I make it there, right? Who knows what's going to happen? But the thing is, I started something that I felt like I wanted to be consistent with. And 4.5 months, I'm still here. I'm not going nowhere. You know, I'm not going nowhere. Um, and it hasn't been easy, you know, but I'm just focused. I'm focused on my craft. I'm focused on what the hell I got to do. I'm focused on just, you know, just taking action. And that's going to lead us in today's show, man. The greatest skill you can have is taking action. So let's go ahead and transition into today's show. Today's main topic, the greatest skill a man can have, right? Um, the greatest skill a man can have. How many people do you know that have all these great ideas? They have all these great, you know, things they're gonna do. They have all these great plans, and how many of them actually put it to the test? How many of them actually execute on those plans? Right? We talked about how people, go to the gym January 1st. Their goal is to get in shape. Their goal is to finally start to lose some weight, just overall better quality of life. They have this plan that they're going to go in there and work out 5 days a week for 2 hours a day, and they might take action, but they just don't last, right? They don't take action, but they're not consistent. So this episode is kind of just breaking down, man, as to why taking action is going to be your biggest skill set, you know? So the greatest skill eh, the greatest skill you can have, the greatest skill you can have is not knowledge, it's not confidence, it's not charisma, it's action. That's all it is. It's action. It's just taking action into what the fuck you set out to do. So if you had plans of getting back in shape, right? And you said, I'm going to start working out 3 to 4 days a week, start meal prepping, start drinking more water, going to bed at a decent time. Okay, cool. You have the plan. The next thing is taking action. You will be surprised how many people never take action. How many people do you know that have this great business idea? They have this great business plan that's going to make everybody $1 million. It's going to make everybody millionaires. We're going to retire by 35 and this and that. We're going to be on a boat in Monaco. Business plan is still in that goddamn Microsoft Word document. Ain't been touched in 2-3 months. No action. Taking action is a skill, bro. Taking action is a skill. And the reason why a lot of people don't take action is mainly, it's because of their fear of failing, their fear of looking stupid in front of other people. They have self-doubt. What if it doesn't work? Well, what if it does work? Did you ever consider that part? What if it does work? What if the plan that you had actually does work? But guess what? You'll never know because you didn't take action. Some people are perfectionists. They have to see everything perfect before they take action. Everything has to align. You know, this has to happen before I take this. This has to happen before this happens. And if it doesn't happen this way, I can't do it. Perfectionist. And I get it. I can be the same way. However, it doesn't get you anywhere. You're going to be in the same place next year. Still wondering about, what's going to happen if, still wondering why it never happened. Well, you were thinking about too much shit. You were thinking too much about something that could have just took 2 seconds to do. All you had to do was just do it and try it. If it failed, okay, it failed. Let's figure out how we can regroup. But too many people are just stuck on being perfectionists. Everything is never going to be perfect. There's never going to be a perfect time to do anything. There was never a perfect time to do this podcast. There's never a perfect time to start my online coaching. There's never a perfect time to do any of the projects I'm doing. I just started, bro. I just started. You know, some people are comfortable. Some people are comfortable just doing nothing. You know, they rather just think. They're big thinkers. I'm a objective thinker. I'm a big thinker, you know? All that thinking and no doing, which is what most people are, you know? And then on top of that, they need the validation. They need validation. They need to ask their friends. They need to ask their mom. They need to ask their grandma, "Hey, is this a good idea? Hey, is this a good idea?" Bro, who gives a fuck about what they think? They ain't doing it. You are. They didn't come up with that idea. You did. They're not going to put money behind it. You are. Or maybe not because you didn't take action. You know, you keep asking questions about, hey, man, is this a good idea? Do you think I should do this? Do you think this is, bro? Fuck all that, man. Just do it. Just do it, yo. Like, y'all be asking the wrong people for advice. It's insane how much y'all be asking the wrong people for advice. People that don't, people that will never walk a mile in your shoes. Why are you asking them advice? Why are you asking your cousin that hasn't had a job in 2 months for advice? Why are you asking him if this is a good idea? Why are you asking him if this is a good idea to start your business? Why? You know, like, I just don't understand, bro. Like, you need momentum, bro. You need speed. Like, you need to act on speed. There's a quote saying success loves speed. I truly believe that. Which is why whenever I have an idea and I feel like it's a good idea, I got to execute. Because the quicker I get it, the faster I can enjoy it. The quicker I get it, the faster I can enjoy it. You know, and the longer I can enjoy it, right? So, like, I've always been told, oh man, don't worry about money, don't worry about getting money. I've been told this since I was a young ass kid, bro. I'm talking in like in elementary, because I was always ambitious. I was always trying to have a side hustle and make some extra money. But people are always telling me, oh, don't worry about money, just enjoy being a kid. Man, fuck all that, man. I need my paper, bro. I need some money. I've always been like that. Oh, you ain't got to worry about money until you're 30, 40. Bro, no, that's crazy thinking. The quicker I can get it, the longer I can enjoy it. It's very simple. It's very simple. You know, like I see all these people out here that are doing what I want to do, and shout out to them. I'm not hating on them whatsoever. But a lot of times, man, the people that are winning at the top, they're not that bright. They're not that smart, right? In fact, a lot of them are actually morons. If you really like some of these people on these podcasts, if you just like hear what they think or how they think, you will be shocked. Like, how did they make it this far by thinking this way, by having these thoughts? But the main thing is, bro, they are just consistent. They're consistent and they took action and they never stopped. They have a skill set. That's a skill set to me. You being able to, bro, do you guys realize how being able to formulate a thought, put the thought on paper, and take action from that thought and turn that into something, bro, that is the greatest skill set anybody can have. Anybody. If you can take an idea and turn that into something, turn that into a monetary, turn that into monetary value, or just make it valuable, bro, that is the greatest skill set you can ever have. The greatest. But so many people, there's a lot of people that can't just do that. They can't do it because they're too afraid of what people might think. They're too afraid of what their cousin who ain't had a job in 6 months is gonna say. They're too afraid of what their third grade classmate is gonna say about them on Facebook. You'd be surprised. They need validation. They need to see if it's a good idea. Nah, man, I don't operate like that, bro. I've never operated like that. Never in my life have I ever operated like that, and nor will I ever, because I know it's always gonna be me against me, regardless who it is. It's always gonna be me against me, because in the end, no one's gonna be there besides me and God, man. That's it. You can have people that support you, you can have people that love you and are gonna cheer you on, but at the end of the day, bro, it's only gonna be you when it's all said and done. No one's gonna be by your side. No one's gonna be there supporting you. When shit goes wrong, it's gonna be you. No one's gonna help you get out of debt. No one's gonna help you, you know, add to your business or help with your business until it's built and operating. But you're gonna be the one to eat the shit in the beginning. You're gonna be the one to bite the bullet, to take the bullets, to take the beatings in the beginning. No one's gonna be there for you. You know, nobody's gonna be there for you. So you start alone, you finish it alone. But you can't get there until you take action. Take action. I don't give a fuck how long you've been thinking about getting in shape. Go to the gym tomorrow. Start tomorrow. You know, or start today, actually. Rather, start today. Do some fucking push-ups. You can do push-ups right now. All that, I'm gonna start Monday. No, start right now. Do some push-ups. Do some air squats. Go take a walk. Go run a lap. Do something. You know, let's see how serious you really are. Let's see how dedicated you really are. All that I'll start Monday, I'll start January 1st bullshit. That's never gonna happen. You're never gonna last. We all know you're not gonna be in that gym January 1st. Because you won't even do 10 push-ups right now. You won't do it. All that bullshit talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this, and no, you're not. No, you're not. You full of shit. You ain't gonna do shit. All you're gonna do is sit your fat ass on that couch and watch Sanford and Son, eating fucking hog maws and hot pockets. You know, but it is what it is, man. But today's show, man, is today's show has been great, man. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys take action, right? If you have an idea, if you said you're going to do something, actually do it. Just do it. Just take action. If it doesn't work, start over again, man, and do it again. We encourage people over here, but at the same time, we also got to call out the bullshit. And the bullshit sometimes is a lot louder than the actual work. And that's the problem. The bullshit cannot be louder than the actual work. Anyway, man, make sure you guys follow us on all our social platforms at Winners Diet Club, at Project Mac. Make sure you guys hit my free 7-day fat loss guide. Link is in my bio. We will be back on Friday morning. You guys have a great rest of y'all night, man. I'm out this thing. Peace.